Alright, well, as you can see, we're inside. I don't have a lot of great light. I'm also cheating and using the light in my garage as well as I can when I'm outside, but I did tear this horizontal engine apart. You can see I got it most of the way down, or at least the cylinder parts out here, laying in front of the engine. And when I was looking around, I noticed that if you can see, where are we focusing? Well, there is a score right on the side of the cylinder, right there, that matches with the wrist pin, or score on the side of the piston rather, and there is inside around the top edge there, as I rotate very carefully and try to shine a light in there. At the top there is a matching score in the piston liner, or the cylinder liner here. This is the engine that I was having trouble with the head gasket sealing, and I just had the head gasket on this. Did I not? Oh, and I bumped the camera. The head gasket was, oh, I had laid it out. Hold that up there. As I tilt it, you can see I bent it a couple times, of course, when I was trying to get it out. And it's not flattening out, but there's also a ding in it right by my thumb now. And I'm not sure what happened. I must have gotten a piece of grit under it or not wiped it thoroughly enough one time when I was installing it. So I have this head gasket issue. I am going to, because I already checked, when that cylinder sleeve here is installed, and of course it's gotten dry since I took it out, so the rings don't want to let it slip in there for the sealing. But I already checked this, but this sits below the level of the engine housing, so it lets the compression gases and the water have a chance to intermingle. So I am going to, and we have to make sure we assemble this in the right order. To solve these problems, I'm going to do a couple things. First, I am going to clean and remove the wrist pin really thoroughly, and I'm just going to put a dab of Loctite on it when I put it back together, so that it stays in the middle there and doesn't wander left and right in the piston. There we go. So do some high quality camera work reaching across there. Put a little dab on the inside there and on the outside here, and just slip that in to either side. Get a cap on this. Wipe the excess off so it doesn't stay on the outside of the piston. Make sure we're kind of centered in there and leave that. And then because of the way that I have to assemble this. Remember, the piston has to go in with the sleeve because the big end here doesn't fit through the sleeve. So I am going to let that piston set up and cut away from this and go outside and play with the vertical engine for a bit, and then in an hour or so, and I'm sure that wrist pin is set up, I'm going to come back in and do my other fixes on this engine, and as you can tell, it's all going to be stuff I have around, and see if I can make it work, because I said before I don't have a ton of tools or space for elaborate equipment and stuff, so we'll come back when that wrist pin is in place and continue on with fixing up this horizontal engine.